Alright, hey there Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and we are back once again for another said Prox Guide of Ori and the Will of the Wisps. If you did miss out during the last one, well, we just went and entered into our way of the Mouldwood Depths. We are trying to find one of the many of the other said wisps that are going to be around, and for here, what we're going to be doing at this point in time is that we are going to have to be battling out with the said boss before actually getting into this said type of wisp that we are going to try to at least somewhat capture along within our time here. And while we are just exploring around within this part of the battle stage, this is where we are going to be spying out with the boss, the spider boss known as Mora. And while we are doing this video out here for today, not only are we just going to be doing out here with the course of Ori and the Will and the Wisp, but we are going to be jumping on into with another said Rayman Legends. And this time around we are going to be going into an Arsta level within the Olympus Maximus, a area that is like somewhat of like a I want to say like some sort of like Greece mythology type of place that we're going to have to kind of do some exploration with and hopefully try to find some more teensies around. But for right now, let's just go and worry about here with the Mora spider boss battle, so let's go and do it. So a nice good type of strategy that I kind of figured out around over here for the most parts of the different phases, such as with like the first and second phase, is by just trying to at least well, kind of just sticking onto the wall and at least like somewhat getting enough type of slashes off with your type of weapon that you actually do have on you. Now, at some point when we start going into, I want to say, the second part of the phase, once we start kind of whittling down through Mora's spider boss battle that's going to be here, we will be seeing that she's actually going and bringing up some of her different type of hatchlings that are going to be showing up. Now, we've seen some of these baby spiders before, but this time around you do want to at least have your smash attack, where you can actually go and use your hammer, which they should be able to do quite a significant amount of damage to those type of baby enemies there. So just keep on whittling down as best as you can and keep on at least somewhat dodging the attacks as well too. And just make sure that you time everything out right, because I know that this battle took me quite a bit of some attempts just to at least get everything that I do need to get finished out here. Now, don't try to be like me where I'm just going to kind of just run and gun through most of this, because normally for what I was trying to do was that I was kind of like, I want to say at least somewhat like doing a lot of like in close attacks, but not really kind of staying a little bit further back, and because like I just wanted to just at least try to get like the battle all said and done with. And that's something that you don't really normally want to go and do, is just try to do a whole bunch of close quarter attacks, because like this here at this point in time, Mora is going to basically go and start setting up with her type of plasma beam attacks that are going to be showing up, and that is where you do technically need to go and at least somewhat use the actual set of rope there to at least propel yourself from not getting yourself hit, or you can actually use the cocoon as well to at least somewhat protect yourself from the different hits. But just like from before, from what we were doing within the first phase, just try to get Mora up into any of the close type of spots of the wall, and you can actually go and try to get some of the hits there. Now, she will also try to send out some of her different like plasma missiles, where you can actually go and use the bash function and actually try to shoot those back, where you kind of do want to go and use that later. You don't really have to do this now, but it is something that you may possibly want to go and use that as a recommendation for when you start going and reaching into another part of the phase of this type of battle that's going to be going on, because there's going to be different parts of things that are going to be happening throughout this said battle, and right now we are just currently right on the second phase. Now make sure that you do use most of your regeneration power as well, because this is a big must since we are going to be battling out one of the heavy type of bosses that are going to be here throughout our time. Now, I don't really know exactly what the other bosses are going to entail, since I'm not really all that too familiar with Ori, but at least I do know a little bit for what Mora is all about, because I did want to do my research before getting on into this actual battle. Now, not to worry if you are feeling like you are going to be running out of your magic attacks. There is like a lot of I want to say regeneration of that said magic that's going to be here, so you're not going to be fully losing out on anything. I'm pretty certain that I think most boss battles are going to probably kind of have something like that here, where you will be able to kind of at least somewhat restore your magic as you go along. And now there is a very big type of thing that you do want to go and worry about is that when you start reaching into like the last phase, Mora is going to go and start launching up with some of her I want to say her darkness type of feature that's going to happen, where it's going to be really hard to go and try to figure out exactly where she's going to be. And this is where you actually do need to go and use the flash ability, because if you don't have that, then you basically can't really go and finish off within this said boss battle at all. So we're going to keep on running for our lives up here, And this is where we are going to have to kind of do a little bit of some hopping along with the different walls just to make sure that she doesn't really come right on after us here. And just keep on launching up and using all that grappling moves that we went and done from before. And there we go. So now we can actually kind of buy a little bit of some time. So if you do want to go and heal up at this moment, you can go and feel free to do that. I already went and did that just right before she was actually going to be going to showing up here. Now this is where you do want to kind of use the different type of launching of the missiles back. Sometimes it may not really work all the way through, but if you can at least get like enough damage off, you should at least be somewhat okay. Alright, so here we go. Keep on whittling her down by using the slash attack that we do have. This is like kind of like the main type of weapon that you're going to be potentially using for most of this battle here. Because like I don't really think like the hammer is all that too effective, unless if it's going to be for the little hatchling enemies that will kind of go and spawn out. Yeah, now that fire can be a little bit hard to kind of dodge as well. But mind you, again, you do have those said ropes there, so you can actually be able to kind of boost yourself up a little bit without really worrying about getting yourself hit by those. I wish I should have probably realized that beforehand, but either way, this is a battle that I have never really gotten myself into with, so I'm trying to make sure at least I can get enough hits as best as I can while we go and do this run and gun hit here. And it looks like she's now going to go and make things a little bit dark out here, so you want to make sure that before you get yourself completely destroyed is that you go and use that flash now. And not to worry, you do have that little bit of like regeneration type of magic power back again, so you can always go and hit those around while if you ever do go and miss out on anything, but you should be okay. As long as you don't get yourself too destroyed out here, you should be fine. And as long as you do have a lot of health as well. Because I know that for us, we made sure that we do have an extra amount of extra life before getting on into this said battle. Which that was a very big help for that. And this is where you kind of want to do some jumping around within the said ropes there. Because she does have a very crazy part of the said type of plasma beam that she does have there. Yeah, so just watch out for her jumping attack. She's normally going to be doing that quite a bit. And now she's going to be sending off more with those plasma missiles there. But we're almost about to be done here pretty soon. All we need to do at this point in time now is just kind of wait for her to kind of come around into this type of side. And just make sure that we keep on knocking them down as quick as as quickly as we can. Now, today, well, for what's going on right now, for where I'm actually living here in my area, is that since we are in the time of December, it is actually snowing right now. And hopefully it's not going to be as bad, because I do actually have to go to school for today. So I'm crossing my fingers that we are not going to be running into a situation where the roads are going to be terrible. But I think it's okay. For what I've already seen outside so far is that it's not like uber crazy, so it's all good. So I'm happy about for that. So let's keep on doing it like so, and just like that, Mora, the boss spider, is down and out. And that does mean that I think for whatever type of situation is going on there with that boss, she should be able to come back to her senses again, and she should be able to at least be somewhat normal, so that we could go and meet up with. So there we go. We got a part of a wisp here. So let's just make sure that we just go and add that to our key amount of stuff here. Oh, look at that. And all the baby spiders are trying to make sure that that the mama spider is going to be able to wake up. And then look at that. Seems like she's finally awoken, and that's all good. So she's not completely gamed over, but at least she has finally become at least somewhat of a good enough spider again. But I think this is going to be a good enough time for me to just go and just end off with the episode for today, since we are getting ourselves a little bit closer to the end of this. But anyways, I just want to go and just say is thank you guys so much for going and checking out within our time of the said Ori, Will, and the Wisp. It has been fun. Hopefully you guys do go and check out on Rayman Legends as well. I know that currently right now in Rayman Legends, we are having to go and head into another level for that. And also too, before I go and end things off as well, is that hopefully you guys do go and check out on the Skylanders Spiral Adventure review, because that is something new that I do have for my channel, and hopefully you guys do go and enjoy that, because if you guys are a fan of these said type of reviews, and if you do want to see more of those, I'll try to at least get hopefully somewhat prepared for other different games that you guys want me to do at some point. And you can always feel free to always leave suggestions in the comments if you guys want me to do certain games and whatnot. I have Trinity trigger that I do want to go and do as a said Prox guide, not like as a said review, but that will be happening as a part of what the next type of other said guide that I'm going to be doing on the channel for. But there we go, all said and completed there with the Eyes of the Forest, and I think that is going to be about it. So I'll see you guys then, and of course, peace.